as we speak. This playing a little more Western than we saw last game. So for all the Eastern teams we saw multiple teams out there. We had Tornado Energy and Milton Power, Desperados were out there. We had a team down in Novo, and we had a military team as well. They will most likely have to go elsewhere. And we already at that point had 2 Georgia Bowl teams, so that could be even more contested.
And we saw that actually in Group A, didn't we? We had 3 teams multiple times going up to Georgia Pole, trying to split it up. And it wasn't so bad for the terms of what they were looting, but it was more difficult when they started to rotate out.
Now, Winside and VG seems like they're going to head down, both of them, towards this area once more. Same thing happening up north. I'm just looking at this plane right now and thinking, Desperados, don't go into Pachinki as well. That'd be...
It's not needed.
They are going around. But seems like both Art of War and Se7en, they're indeed making their way down there.
Now, Quickmath. We saw them time and time again grab Se7en with no problem at all throughout phase 1. Can that happen once again here as we've got Moonwolf and Torno Energy also going for similar spots. So this is where they go, who's going to back down first?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, Moonwolf, of course, wouldn't opt to go up here normally. I think that would just be them going southward since the plane didn't allow for it. They have to change up things a little. You can see Washout right now currently parachuting up there with 2 guys next to him. It seems like Stella as well managed to scare off Force, but holy West.
Jeez.
That is, that's a Western Circle. For those of you guys who didn't know what those things look like, that is going to be really interesting. So right now for the teams that are currently saying, oh, we got to go back out east to our loot spots, they're like just clogging those brakes and doing those 180s. And, well, I mean, I hope, at least for the most part, they're considering to move out west really early because there's going to be a lot of teams contesting these compounds.
And 50% of that is easily covered by water as well. Now, remember last week when we said, oh, all the teams will be really happy. They had a lot of nice circles. This is poor Group B getting the raw end of the stick and saying, maybe not what we really wanted to see early on here. But it will put them to the test, right? This is where we get to see who has done that little bit more kind of preparation and how they want to play when they do get some of these crazier circles and how it goes down. Because you have to be ready for anything.
Indeed, you do. Now, the previous circle was somewhat eastern. This time, really, really far west. And when we had that last circle, we saw Se7en leave. I don't want to say prematurely, but they did leave with very little loot. One of the guys only 1 first aid, 10 bandages, very little ammo as well. They clearly just said, we don't want to fight Airwolf. Wow, I keep doing it. They don't want to fight Art of War in the city. We want to get out there before them. So if they come, then we'll come to us. It's not going to be us pushing into them, right? But now, with the circle going west here, are you going to just try to go all the way down south, maybe take vehicles? Or what's going to be the plan in this type of circle?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting move for a lot of these teams. There's teams who have gone up all the way north and west, that include 3D Max, Moonwolf, and 4Us. They're the ones who'll be fighting for a lot of space if they don't choose to rotate earlier than some of these other teams that are closer by. The ones coming from military base in 4AK, it's going to be a little bit harder for them if we see Winside not want to actually move out of this, right? If they stay on Fairy Pier and hold on to it for a little bit longer to maybe gatekeep teams coming in, then they're going to struggle to get over that bridge as well.
It's always interesting when you see Fairy Pier teams in these kind of circles that just exactly cut them off because they have a chance. I mean, with this circle, they have a chance to take a really, really good center position. But they also, I should say, have a chance of saying, instead of doing that, let's just get a lot of edge points and holding people off potentially from military. We know that VG split 2-2, so we could try to hold some of these guys off by going up to that forest just east of where Yannick is from PG. I mean, there are tons of things you can do from down there, and it's, well, I mean, up to the in-game leader and the team as a whole to figure which play style they favor in these situations, because they know there was limited teams out west early, and, well, I mean, they have a chance, as I said, at doing both.
We can see Gifted Rue has already started his little drive off on towards this side. So he's going to go try and take a more center spot. But there's a lot of teams around here to fight within. We've got PG, VG. We've got Elgiganten in there as well. Swarm. So many teams here, as well as the Tarlans. And it's going to make it a lot harder. Especially the Tarlans being split up here. You haven't really got much space to take anymore.
No, that's the thing. It was a Western plane already, and normally you just see teams kind of send it down the shoreline, down the coast, and come in from there. But we already have Tarlans blocking off one side. You have Elgiganten sitting up by the antenna, and then you actually have Swarm up on the North Shore side as well. So they're going to potentially block off the bridge. We see Tornado Energy. They're rotating out early. They're coming in over the North George side. Probably want to cross over the bridge up there to do exactly what we just said, take the shoreline down. They could be confronted early here too. Stella on your screens, driving in as well, but you can see Art of War. They're sitting there and they're waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, Stella could be walking into a bit of a trap here if they're not careful. Art of War got a good position to fight them from. But will this action go down early on?
Here they come. Here they come. Art of War shots are being fired. You see Cassie made his way through somehow. Yannick is trying to hold him up. Nailed is also out there. But it seems like somehow, Art of War, they're not able to handle his shots.
Mole Man dropped down to low health, but it wasn't able to get finished off there. They're going to have to get the reload in, and thank you.
Yeah, how the hell did they all manage to get out of there alive? They had everything planned. And honestly, for Stella, I mean, they were really lucky there, because that is a spot you normally... Well, you can't... That's the thing. You cannot really avoid it. If you want to go west through there, you cannot go right side of those yellow houses, because it's just such a steep hill, and you lose all your speed, and also there's a compound there. So it's really dangerous. But now, fights happening on the side here. Winside it is, up against Tarlans.
Tarlans already finding himself one player knocked down, which is less than ideal. They went out first last time around. They certainly don't want to see that happen again. We're getting a bit of momentum, a bit of confidence out early on. This is not what they want to see, as two players are instantly eliminated. Winside, not going to give them even an inch to work with here, and they're going to get eliminated most likely. They're not careful.
Yep. Tarlans did qualify, coming in second place from the EU East. Direct invite to the game there. VG taking casualties early on here as well. It's going to be Cass landing the long range shots down towards him. Vehicle explosion helping a bit at that.
Long range as well. Good start for Kaz once again. Stella's certainly going to be active.
See the three players up the hill. They're sitting pretty well in it. They're got themselves a good spot, but unfortunately did lose a player in getting there. Make that two players. Nemerith getting himself a finish off there. He does go down a return though. Diaz though there to help him out. Now Moleman comes in from the backside too. Once again, the guys in VG are under tons of pressure early, and that's going to be them eliminated.
16th place for Vinco. Not the ideal start they would have wanted. They went out early on as well previously in 15th place. It was a bit harder on the other one though, because they had two cars. Well, they had one car get blown up with two players within it.
You can't let it get to you though. I mean, honestly, there are so many games remaining, and believe me, every team will have, well, 2 and more of the games that you just had now. It's just unfortunate that you get them right off the bat, but this is where the really strong teams, mentally strong teams, can just fight through and say, you know what? Rough start, but now at least we got the bad games out, and that's just going to be good games coming up ahead. You cannot let it take you down at all. Look at the control that PG has in the center of the circle.
There's so much for them to fight within here as well.
Desperado,
all about how they're going to kind of hold this off here, right? In terms of PG, with everyone coming towards them, can they keep them at bay with the split going on? 4 AK still rotating. They're in the blue and they don't really care at this point. It's early stages. Phase 1's not a problem for them. What this is nicely going to do for them is mean that they're going to sneak in behind some teams who may think there's a bit of safety here.
Also, I think what they want to do with this really late rotation out of military is to make sure that if there was a team camping the bridge, then they aren't going to be around any longer. That, I think, is one of the main concerns for them, to be honest. For them to go this late, I mean, you have to really, really be a committed bridge camping team if you want to sit this far out in the blue when you had a chance to take a center position when that team and the blue circle comes in towards you. So smart decision making once again from 4 AK. It was only that bit of a blunder there in the final fight. Everything leading up to that, they actually played really well. So looking forward to see what they can pull off here throughout the second phase.
Now, one thing I'm going to say, right, Stella, last time around, remember it went down right to the wire for them to qualify. They had that, like, 1 point that they were able to get in there. As we look at the new circle pop, and we are going to avoid a lot of water, thankfully. Wow. But it's going to go over Quarry and go down towards the south. Primor's still slightly in there. But what I was going to mention there about Stella is the whole thing we saw from them. I think the reason they're getting so active early on is knowing that some of the points they lost out on early on in phase 1 almost cost them qualifying, right? It was literally down to that one final kill. We were freaking out.
It was insane.
And that's where everyone started to have a little bash on how I say Stella, because I'm too London and I miss off my R's and H's. But they're proving now that they want to be active. They want to get these kills, as does Art of War, it seems. But they keep to see all these players running across some rotation. They hit some shots and then they somehow get away.
Yeah, that is that's unfortunate. They have had some chances early on in the game here to get some early kills. But unfortunately not able to get the finish offs there. The thing is now with this southern circle, normally when you see a shift down to one side, you'd say just rotate around on the side and come in from the south. But with the water in play, you're pretty much forced to only go west or cram you out to the east. And that's what we're seeing right here. Winside and Quickmath squaring off, and Moon is going to say goodnight to OUO.
Detonator as well, sprayed them down, trying to land the shots. Going to go on to Encelenso as well. Winside, they are just posted up and they are ready for this. Quickmath, they cannot catch a break. It's not Art of War for them. This is Winside getting it all done.
Yeah, they are blowing them to pieces. Misa and Pelsish on the other side there. They were trying to do anything from their position, but as you can see, Elgiganten sitting up here as well, saying, you ain't going to be peeking over towards those Winside guys. We got you here. We got you from here. You're not going to be peeking anything.
Now, Art of War going to make their rotation. Forest has seen it. It's just Rip9 at least going forward for now. Shaxi continuing to look around. Wants to see if he can catch any more of them.
He knows that they're moving around up there somewhere. It's just a matter of him getting to spot them out. They had a pretty smart play last game with a good center position, and they were able to get some kills off of it. But now 3D Max around, obviously they hurt the vehicles. It's just a matter of whether they really want to contest it or not, because actually have Winside and Art of War on the other side as well could be them third party in.
They see this position that Tornado have. They've got Moonwolf just up by Hospital, who are now going to have to rotate in, and they're just waiting for him. So Moonwolf may have got a couple of nice kills onto the Quickmath fellas as the spray down came across, but now they're going to have to struggle to actually fight to get in within the circle.
Yeah, Tornado Energy came really late over the George Pole Bridge. Moonwolf, they were further up on the northern side of them. You've got Swarm down there. Now they are the North George team, so you'd assume that they know that they're there, and you can see Tornado Energy now getting shots fired on towards them, actually, as they come driving on in. But Phantom, down here again, the forest, we talked about it just before. That's the spot you want to sit in if you want to get some kills, and Jaxi gets himself a knock immediately.
Nice start here from Foras. Wago goes down. They're going to look for more as well. The nade goes up. A little bit too far away. Hidrix was running away. Phantom's there with him as well.
See Kofest, Tornado Energy, they're under pressure. Elgiganten shooting up towards them, letting them know that it's going to be hard for them to get out of there. But as you can see as well in the map stream, every single time Elgiganten peeks out to shoot towards Tornado Energy, Winside from the south says, well, if you can peek them, we can peek you guys too.
Now this is better for Tornado Energy. Grab themselves the area they want to fight from. Moonwolf has managed to creep in. The next circle will be popping ever so shortly. Where are we going to go? We go further south. Quarry is looking key, and it's never easy to fight from, but guess who's already posted up? 4AK got a nice shooting range ahead of them here.
They came in late, and they got 2 southern shifts, and they are really satisfied with that. Now for them, though, they're sitting in a 4-way split on Quarry, and honestly, to me at this point, because there's so little to play from around here, they might just want to sit together on one side instead, because that could be a lot of teams crashing their way in towards this area of the map. You've got the Swarm in play, you got the Forest South and Quarry. There's just not a lot of room for these teams to maneuver around. And you got Temple, Tornado Energy, taking casualty early on.
XMPL there. He wanted to hop off the bike and see if he could fight back. I don't think he fully understood how many players were near him. As Rip9's taking shots. He can't make his connect, but he certainly now needs to heal himself back up if he wants to be staying alive any longer.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication from the team. They're not getting the info across as to what was to be dealt with around them. Swarm trying to drive on through, but the remaining players from Tornado Energy trying to deny that. Not able to do so because once again, Winside, they're just a disruptor of potential kills coming in for other teams.
Winside looking to do all the damage and make it really rough for these teams to fight it out. If they hear what's going on, they'll happily third party.
No reason not to. For us, they've gotten themselves into the compound. Ben is still in here. And out of all the remaining 3 players up the hill will have to do something to help out in getting him safely across the road. Swarm losing 1 player, Moon going down as well, and also Tornado Energy taking the fight on with both teams here, but they're starting to lose players too.
Vinco knows that there's multiple players and teams around him.
Yeah.
He's got his teammates up on the hill to help him, but if he gets found, he is going to have a very unhappy ending to his life.
We can put it this way. There's no way in hell he's going to get rest if he gets knocked in.
Yeah. All the cover fire in the world won't be able to help him.
Look at the Moonwolf rotation as well. They are putting on pressure from Force, and I believe you'll have other teams shooting as well, but I like to see it. They see the southern rotation. We talk about how you cannot make this rotation out on the western side because of the water. So you know what? We can't do it on the west, we'll do it on the east, and no one else has done that. They're going to be coming in from the south now, and they're going to have so much room to work with. Really, really, really smart rotation. Tank a bit of blue, sure, go for it. It's circle 3. You got yourself a really good spot now.
Now we already see for us starting to look around here. Vinco, he cannot move. He has to stay where he is. And he's probably regretting this decision now.
But as much as he can't move, he's giving a ton of info as to where these players are maneuvering around. He does have his teammates up the hill. So if you can say there's 2 in this building, 1 in one building, I mean, if you can pinpoint all these positions that these guys have, then it's going to be so much easier for Art of War up the hill to apply pressure down towards the compound. We saw 3D Max, though, south of Art of War, shooting a bit up in their direction. And they gotta be careful here.
Nine trying to land some of those key shots as the circle is fully over Quarry once again. We've got open fields, Quarry, and a couple of compounds over towards the east that 3D Max currently occupy.
Yeah, that is as Quarry as it gets.
Stella making their way in straight away, but with Quickmath and 4AK already posted up, any team trying to get close to Quarry now is going to struggle. But Se7en, they're going to find Tornado and actually walk away with a kill to kick things off with here. And Tornado have got the longest route to go to get themselves back into the circle.
Ben is just waiting, and he's waiting so carefully. Moleman goes down in the distance now. Vehicles come riding up with Rallius, goes down. Apocalypse does as well. I think Ben... Oh no, Ben did get spotted out. He gets knocked by Shaxi. And there's no way he's getting rest here. Mimo actually, as I say, that is running down, but just 12 seconds to go until the circle is closing in. Once you're in the blue in phase 4, even though you get rest, it's going to do so much damage that once you get up, you will get knocked before you can get off that first aid. So no point in trying to get him rest unless if they can get him before the circle hits. But as you can see, already closing in, I don't see that happening.
Time is not on their side, and they will have to give him up. The main thing is how they now rotate a way out of this. Are they going to just try and gatekeep for us and then do it? There's Deeks. Oh, looking for some shots, but he wasn't moving around too much there. He's going to make sure he's actually in a position to take the shot if he is going to wait it out there, as lots of players are now going to be taken out here. Desperado's under fire. Tornado Energy go down in 15th place after a good start. This is not what they would have wanted.
Really, really rough game for this. With this circle swarming, going down towards Quarry. It excludes the majority of the swarm, but you have such a hard place to play on. And there isn't a whole lot available for a lot of these teams. If you're taking cover from one team, odds are that you'll be spotted by another. Shaxi takes the wide rotation out into the open, and there's no way in hell he ain't gonna die. And he just jumps out of the vehicle and says, "You guys are not gonna be killing me this time around. Waste your bullets. I'm gonna press that F button, and I'm gonna deny you the kill."
More spray downs on the rotation. More cars going boom, and the boom and detonator aren't gonna survive any longer. Desperado's picking up these frags constantly here. They're ready for any rotation that comes their way, and they're in a good position just outside of Quarry on the edge.
We saw Denator and Gifted Ruin, the guys from Winside, try to make their rotation on it just before. They had their chance to shoot a lot of people making their rotations in, and now they get a bit of their own medicine. But look at Quarry. It has been fully inhabited. The most teams and players we've ever seen in this area. Winside couldn't hold it through. They got themselves some early game kills, but not a whole lot more coming their way. They had a rough rotation in here, and they lost the players they needed alive.
Yeah, they were fighting from the very beginning of these rotations, straight off the back of Circle 2. They won't find their way in any further for now. 3D Max in a good spot, but when they have to push in, or if they have to push into Quarry, it's going to be hard to leave that compound.
Yeah. See the amount of control Moonwolf have on the southern side. Should this one somehow shift out of Quarry on the south side, that would be really, really good for Moonwolf to just be able to sit there and hold people and wait for them to come towards them. On the northern side, though, Se7en and Swarm squaring off once again. Se7en has been fighting a lot here, and they've still got 4 guys, as I was going to say.
Nothing has changed for Se7en. They're still as aggressive as ever. They have that confidence no matter which circle they have, how far they have to go. And they nearly eliminated Swarm here. They've only got Toct and Drone to find.
Elgiganten, you saw Savage falling down the hillside there. Nobody want to have Heaven Circle. It's going to close in, and it's going to, well, I mean, exclude a bit of the western side of Quarry. It's going to go further out east on the hillside, and Art of War, actually, in a good position here, should they be able to get a few more shrinks in their direction.
Gonna have to be fast on this res is Swarm if they want to move in, but Se7en still not left this area, and they do want to go in for the kills. So it's all going to come down to who's going to meet who first. Can Swarm get out of there? PG, they are in the circle, and they can see where Se7en are taking shots. Tox being the one that goes down, at least getting knocked out first. Headshots delivered by Frank. And are they going to be able to finish him off? Drone tries to reply, and actually PG have come alive into it. This is very interesting.
Not going to be able to get that rest. I respect you for going forward. Oh, actually, he might know the circle's closing 10 seconds, so he will be able to. Now he won't, because he's right there. He spots him out. That's unfortunate. Through the trees. Sees him there. Target's going to go down. But Drone, well, I mean, he's staying alive for now. The question is going to be whether Elgiganten are going to commit their focus to finishing him off before he gets inside that next circle.
So much open area here as well. Outside of Quarry for these teams that are just trying to hold on. Means they're getting picked apart from great distances. As Drone is going to take some serious circle damage that he can't afford to take. He's going to go in for the shots, and Se7en find themselves eliminated, pressured by PG, and they got killed off by Swarm.
I like that Drone is doing this aggressive play. I mean, he sees there's still 31 alive. Outside won't get any placement points, so he's just saying every single kill I can get before I go down and out, it's going to be kills that I'll be taking. Really smart playing from him.
And Moonwolf need to get themselves going here. Coming down from the south. Tarlans still have Moonlight. Most of them got eliminated, but he was still down looting in Primorsk while everyone else went down earlier. So he's just been hanging in, proning his way through life, saying, just ignore me.
He's not in a hurry. No. Thank you, Racing, for touching that vehicle here.
You're so ready for it to happen, aren't you?
You do not have room for that. Look at Phantom's position. That would have been a team wipe on Moonwolf had that happened right there.
And Noki, he can hear what's going on. Kaz has found himself getting taken out by Quickmath in the meantime. 3D Max, are they going to go on to this? Tony Sosa up at the top, getting himself sprayed down. He finds himself a knock onto Hydrix. And Noki, it took him a while to get them shots off. Now is the pressure going to be applied to him. And 3D Max, they are in a rough spot. This is not looking good for them. They've got one player left alive in Phantom, and he was not able to do anything there. He's far too far away.
Noki had such a good off-angle spot down there, and Hydrix just gave it away. He crashed the vehicle up to the tree right next to his team. Was like, dude, I snuck all my way up here. Now you come honking the horn, sending all the signals my direction. That's not what we should be doing. At least go to the tree next to me. I mean, there's no... Yeah, unfortunately. That's, yeah, a bit of a misplay coming in there from 3D Max, in my opinion.
More shots coming out.
Ooh.
Out of war players, got to be careful. Drone is still sticking it out. He's somehow snuck in.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And the circle actually benefits him as well. Out of war, on the other hand, they're going to be really far off in Phantom, as we can see here, all by himself. Still not within placement points, and just one kill so far. He has 3 Art of War players to deal with. And to be quite honest, at this point, you got to figure, do you just want to go for the kills, as it seems like he will? Or are you going to somehow try and make your way into the circle? But I think he's realizing at this point that he's never getting in there. Tony, though! That's a nade straight to the face.
Going in for another one. There he goes down. Tony Sosa overstretching himself a little bit down the hill. Phantom manages to land a nade, cooks him out.
You say that, but he was like 50 meters away behind a tree.
Still. Tarlans will go down. Moonlight found. He won't be proning his way for any more opportunities here, but it was the best he could do, really, considering how early his teammates went down.
Yeah. Again, kind of the situation where do I go for this placement, sneaky play here, or do I just try and get any sneaky kill I can? The thing for him is that I think the only team that really knows his position is Out of War. You can see Ronnie Craze by himself down south. I mean, the guys, considering how well positioned the 4AK team was, there's really split thin now. Fake taking down one, but Cold and Menta taking down in return.
And PG, they've got this whole north side of the circle completely covered. They were firing at Se7en, they were firing at Swarm, and now they're getting on to Desperados. 4AK, they've got a bit of a split going on here, right? You said about it, Ronnie Cray outside the circle on his own, but what else can he see? What can he do from here? He might be able to push on and sneak up behind some of these players, potentially.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult because Moonwolf is down on the road still, and they could potentially be coming in behind him too while he's thinking he's the one furthest back. For sure, though, do not take any shots from here. Do not start shooting until you have to... Because if people know where you are, there's no way you're ever leaving that wizard tower.
Resu gets found by Nelos. He was holding on to that edge for so long, expecting teams to be down there, potentially sneaking up on him. But Elgiganten, they are having nothing of him.
They know for a fact that the only spot they really have to be worried about right now is that south side Phantom try to get some damage in before he goes down. But the circle will eventually take him. That's going to be 9th place for him. Circle's going to shrink even closer. Now 4AK under pressure.
White and CK, how has he got away with that one elf and still getting up on there? Looking to do some more. He's not healing either. Tries to get Rip 9 as he watches him thrown down, but he's not going to be able to connect the last shots he needs. And now he has to back away. He's got to be so careful.
Ooh,
needs to use some meds. Meds. Do it. There we go. First aid kit finally. He just likes to live life on the edge, clearly. Because Nailup's going to find the knocks, and he's going to find the kills. Moonwolf also going to be eliminated now, and 4 AK are under pressure.
CT's tries to push on up. Rip was in a good position, though. 5 kills so far for Out of War. Circle's going to shrink somewhat. Center, Desperado sitting pretty well in it here. Elgiganten on the wrong side of the quarry, though. Rip knows there are more people down the hill. The only thing is going to be whether he's going to be able to take them down or not. Yannick is just there on the side, but you saw Rip, 1 spare bullet in the gun. You need to land these shots because you don't have a lot of them.
Well, Nailup's found him, though. They're able to push up on him. Art of War go down in 7th place. Really well handled by PG.
Yeah, they played it really well. I mean, it seemed to qualify through the promotionals from Open League, make their way on up here. Very talented bunch. And they secured themselves some points off of it. They were playing with Silas in the Open League, but because there's an age restriction in the Contenders, that's why they're PGA team. They had to drop him and pick up a new player.
Hey, if he's that good at 17, give him 1 more year. Imagine what he can do if he keeps on grinding it out.
Exactly. There are some of those young guns there just waiting to get their seat in the top leagues. Ooh, Peltish.
Now his position's certainly known, and he's going to be a little bit more scared, though he is still just within the circle. Hugstar's going to go down to Quickmath, though, either way.
One thing that I both love and hate about these circles is that teams rarely ever get to play them.
Oh, wow. Back. Sorry, he landed so many shots then on Elgig as they tried to find their way down into Quarry. And Elgig, they do keep getting a bit of unluckiness here when it comes to the circles. They slowly push in. They're waiting it out. They're having to use so many smokes here. They just need cover. They're like, please, come on, let us get in.
Look at the path they've made for themselves, though. Gotta give it to them. That is extremely well coordinated. Sometimes you have a little bit of a gap in the smoke, and that can be the gap that's gonna kill you. But they just knew exactly where they placed all of them, and they, well, I mean, honestly, they made their way down there. So impressive for them. They're not quite. I believe 2 of the players are just exactly in there on the south side now. They're actually all in with the little formation there. Look at this area. When do you ever have a full fight within the quarry area to finish things off? This is a place that these teams rarely ever get to fight for.
Yeah, it's always like right on the edge, right?
Yeah,
or just
exactly.
on the top of it, for example. You never get these styles. And it's how are the teams going to handle it? Who's going to be able to stand strong? No full team of 4 players left alive anymore. And Elgig, they were in a good spot. Now they're under pressure. Savage is going to instantly eliminated. And Stella doing it once again. They've got 5 kills this time around. And Vac, he is unrelenting in his constant aggression here. He's got his teammates very close to him. Moleman's going to be pushing up. Jambaway keeping it just at the back here.
Desperado still in it. The circle shifts northwest, so their hilltop there is going to be in Misa on the backside saying, how the hell did I forget my my mountaineering gear? I guess I did.
And he does rock climbing boots. Oh, instantly, though. That's beautiful. Vac, he just, as soon as he hears these shots come off, he's like, yep, okay, I'm on it. He's completely ready. He's got the 6 times with him as well, and it's putting in work. Deegs spots out, and Vac, he's already on top of it. But Jambaway is going to fall straight away to Deegs, and this means Vac needs to keep his wits about him. Less cover in there for him, and also the potential of a refrag is going to be very difficult if he does find himself in a sticky spot.
No nades available. Yannick is above him. Vac has to realize that there are people up there too. You have 2 solos up there, Havoki and Yannick, both sitting above him, and neither of them really daring to take that aggressive peek on down. But they will both have to move inside the circle in just a moment. And look at Calvin and Fake. While everyone else is fighting, they're just like, where are you guys? We can hear you, but we can't see any of you.
Mize is all alone now as his teammate dies out to the zone. Elgig go down in 6th.
That's a good play for them, though. They had a good spot. They had some rough rotations forward, did everything they could. And honestly, with the circles they were giving, a 6th place in this game is probably the best they could have hoped for. They
just had to constantly work their way up north. Never ideal, but they still got the job done.
Yannick taking out. The winner of the sneaky snake battles is going to be Havoki. Now he has to make his way continuously forward. 4 teams alive, and off of a winning game 1, 4 AK are still in it. But Havoki by himself, this ain't going to be easy.
Here we have it. Our final 4 teams, and this is quite an interesting affair, right? 4 teams, but only 6 alive. You know, crazy quarry ending. We've got Stella, Desperados, 4 AK with 1 player, and Quickmath with 1 player as well. This is going to be tough for them to fight off here, and it's all going to be who shoots first, who gives away their hidden position, at least for now. Desperado's keen to look at where Avoki is currently sat.
And I can tell you one of the main reasons that we don't have more players on the teams. There just ain't enough room anyway here to fit in 4 players in one spot where they can work well enough with each other. There were so many teams crashing in here, and every team has been taking casualties because of it.
Calvin Klein looking, constantly waiting to see if anyone's going to dare peek over. His teammate, not too far away either, up front, which means if he starts doing the long-range distance, Fake could just poke up and do some additional damage, potentially get the frag to hold on to this. Moleman, pinned, nade, throws it out, hopes he can try connect, but it's not going to work out, at least for now.
This could be a nade, a big bomb just waiting to go off once that first knock comes in. Oh, the nade right next to Moleman from Mise, but he still has far run to go. If he cannot get up this hill, I'm not sure exactly how he's planning on doing it. He has nades in hand, and I'm not sure exactly how many he has available, but they are being tossed up, and he gets taken down back. Nice play there while he was busy with the nades. Mac takes him down.
Quickmath go out in 4th, but not bad at all considering they have 1 solo player left, and Avoki, he's just playing like dodge the nades at this point. They're all coming back out towards him. More damage being done. Vac needs to try and get the heals off, but he's got a couple of med kits, but mainly bandages to work with here. Avoki starts to poke up into it, but he won't stand the chance there. Fate was far too quick on the trigger.
They have to jump down. Calvin and Fake, they need to go down this hill. I think Moleman and Vac, they're realizing. You can see how they're holding the top side here. It's hard to play around, but I'm pretty sure Calvin and Fake needs to jump down. One gets taken down. It's 1 from each team. It's a 1v1 now. Fake against Vac.
Desperados have the advantage here, and they're going in for the res, knowing that Vac can't do anything, and he doesn't have the nades to play with. He's not going to be able to get Moleman up. It's too much of a risk. This means Desperados have a huge advantage in this 2v2, especially with Moleman being knocked down. Vac has to pull off some incredible heroics here. He's looking up towards it, waiting for anyone to poke out. They jump down onto him. Damage being done. Vac tries to make it happen, but it's not going to work out, and Desperados take the win with 7 kills.